This week on Inside Boulder News, the city shows its support for dreamers. A new exhibit crosses borders to give people an insight into the lives of refugees. And September is buzzing with great activities and events this month. Welcome to Inside Boulder News, your chance to share your stories, get involved, and keep up to date on all things Boulder. I'm Jocelyn Avendaño. City Council unanimously passed a resolution at this week's council meeting supporting DACA and permanent legal status for the nearly 800,000 youth in the program, including the 17,000 here in Colorado. For 5 years, the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, also known by its initials DACA, provided immunity from deportation and employment authorization for undocumented immigrants who entered the U.S. before the age of 16. This week, the current presidential administration resigned the program.
The Department of Justice has advised the President and the Department of Homeland Security that the Department of Homeland Security should begin an orderly, lawful wind-down, including the cancellation of the memo that authorized this program.
Congress now has 6 months to figure out a new approach. DACA recipients will have until March to renew their DACA designation. DACA students and supporters all over the country, including here in Boulder, say the decision threatens their basic human rights and creates terrifying uncertainty. One DACA student says, quote, "As I begin my first year in college, I am scared to not be able to finish my career. If this is removed, I will not be able to work in the field I study. DACA gave me hope for my future, and it was one huge step to getting a better life, which was the reason we were brought here in the first place." At this week's council meeting, City Council heard residents' concerns and worked to reassure those who could be impacted most.
That we do not accept the action of our president. That does not represent who we are in Boulder, nor does it represent what we stand for, nor the open arms that we want to have for all of you.
In a unanimous vote, all 9 members of council passed a resolution in support of the extension of the DACA program and permanent legal status for dreamers.
All those in favor, please raise your hand. It passes unanimously.
This week, a stretch of the Pearl Street Mall turned into an interactive exhibit, offering visitors a glimpse into the lives of refugees. The exhibit, put on by the Doctors Without Borders organization, is in town just through the weekend. Currently, more than 65 million people in the world are displaced from their homes due to violence, conflict, and persecution. The Doctors Without Borders organization offers medical care for refugee patients who have been forced from their homes. Now some of those doctors are back to share their stories.
We have, all these different experiences from water and sanitation and nurses and surgeons and logisticians, and everyone has a little bit of a different angle on the crisis depending on the kind of job that they do.
Each of the tour guides in the exhibit is a medical staff member who has witnessed the displacement crisis in different parts of the world.
My job is obstetrics and gynecology, so I do labor and delivery. I also have a specialty in fistula repair and sexual violence repair. So as long as sexual violence is a tool of war, unfortunately, I'll always have something to do.
Guided by aid workers, the exhibit takes visitors through a simulation of 9 interactive stations where participants are challenged to put themselves in the shoes of refugees making life-changing decisions. Visitors also learn about the medical and humanitarian work this organization provides.
We always try to bring it back to what we do, which is medical humanitarian work. And that's it. We don't need to know who shot you. We just need to know that there's a hole in you that doesn't belong there. And we're glad to fix it. We're glad to honor our commitment everywhere, from the day that a patient needs us until the day that they don't. They stay in our hospitals for free, and we keep them safe and we get them better.
City of Boulder Mayor Suzanne Jones was on hand to welcome the exhibit to Boulder.
So this is a very timely exhibit. It's a timely question. I think it will be very well received by the citizens of Boulder, because the issue of human rights is one that we've been focused on for a long time.
The exhibit is in Boulder until September 10th. To see a list of times, please visit the website on your screen. Boulder is all about innovation. Combine that with ideas about how we can make an energy transition, and the results are bound to be interesting. You're invited to an event on September 13th that will feature the finalists of Boulder's Energy Challenge. We spoke to Jamie Harkins to learn more about the program's objective.
Boulder Energy Challenge is the City of Boulder's innovation grant program where we have some funds from the Climate Action Plan tax that we use to fund innovative solutions to addressing climate change.
Earlier in the summer, Boulder's energy team released an open call for eligible applicants with innovative ideas that could accelerate Boulder's path to reaching its climate commitment goals, including 100% renewable electricity by 2030.
And after we received all those applications, we had a team of evaluators score them all, and the finalists will be giving their pitches at Community Pitch Night next Wednesday at the Impact Hub at 6 p.m.
During pitch night, the public will get to vote on their favorite presentation. Scoring by the community will be one of several factors considered during the judges' final evaluation of grant awards.
All the finalists are up on the website at boulderenergychallenge.com, so you can go check them out, see what they'll be presenting, and join us on Wednesday.
September marks Pollinator Awareness Month in the City of Boulder, and over the next few weeks, lots of events are planned in honor of these beautiful insects. For the third year in a row, Boulder is celebrating Pollinator Awareness Month. The city recognizes that pollinators such as bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds, among others, are essential to the production of our food supply and the preservation of our environment. These pollinators are unfortunately declining. The City of Boulder is calling for action to protect them. This week, one particular group called the Bee Chicas held a workshop to teach kids and adults how to observe bees and their patterns. This weekend, the Bee Chicas will also be hosting Tour the Hive, a self-guided tour through several beekeeping areas around the city.
This is our second year of doing Tour to Hive. The first year we had about 4 or 5 apiaries in South Boulder. This year we have about 4 apiaries, mostly in the Chautauqua area of Boulder. And next year we're going to continue it in downtown Boulder, including the library hives. Next year we'll be on a tour.
To find out more about Tour the Hive and for a full list of events being held for Pollinator Awareness Month, please visit beboulder.org. Thank you so much for joining us on this week's edition of Inside Boulder News. If you have pictures, news tips, or events you'd like to see featured, we'd love to hear from you. Connect with us on Facebook. You can also sign up to receive video updates right in your inbox. Just go to boulderchannel8.com and click on subscribe. Have a good week.